Eric and Mina caught our sister a blue monkey? Oh, hell no. I was in Brussels, Belgium. I had to go live on that because that touched me. You know,
what is your thought about that? Let's talk about that.
It speaks to the light-skin supremacy complex that we still have in the black community. And by light-skin supremacy, I don't mean light-skinned people, because you could be a dark-skinned, light-skin supremacist.
Just a little more, right.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I know dark-skinned purple blacks who don't want nobody around them except yellow people. You see that? So you could be a light-skinned supremacist and not be light-skinned. So it's not about light-skinned people. That has nothing to do with it. It's a consciousness, you see. And I thought it was wrong. It was bad. I'm glad they fired her for it. She apologized, but the apology to me seemed a little bit disingenuous and almost like a smack itself. It was kind of, I didn't like the apology. I don't think it was humble at all, but that's the issue we got, colorism. I think black women have it worse than black men within the queendom. So we as black men, we don't really look at each other's complexion when we hanging out. You feel me? We don't care, brother.
Right.
But with the sisters, I've noticed, sisters will look at the complexion of the women in their circle. You see? And the women in the circle who may not be the complexion they want can feel that get away from us energy. And that can be a dark-skinned circle or a light-skinned circle. Because even though light-skinned supremacy is more prevalent, you have dark-skinned supremacy who hate light-skinned people, right? So it goes both ways, although there's more light-skinned supremacy than dark-skinned supremacy. And it's one of those evils, one of those psychological residuals from the plantation that I don't think we've really stepped on yet. And I don't think elders have really accepted the role they've played in the maintenance of skin color worship. Because I still come across grandparents who make comments about dark skin. I've seen grandparents show favoritism, even in my own family, to the darkers versus the lighters or the lighters versus the darkers. I've seen it. You know, I've seen how aunts and uncles will favor the light skin and the dark skin. I see it in the public schools. And of course, the educational research shows us teachers pay more attention to the children in the class who are lighter. And so you could go in some schools.
Hold on, say that again.
Teachers pay more attention to the children in their classroom unconsciously who are lighter. The darker kids get less attention. There's been research done, and it has consistently, You could go to an emotional support class and go to the mentally gifted class. The emotional support class tends to be a few shades darker, and the mentally gifted class tends to be a few shades lighter. Because guess what? If you dark, we're not even testing you for mentally gifted. It's a very strong, and because most teachers in America are white women, that means when a black boy walks, a dark-skinned black boy, when he walk into the class, he's already been condemned from the start.
Yeah, and I've seen this. Yeah. This is a real thing.
Yes.
The dark-skinned, nappy-head boy.
Big nose.
Oh, man, he go through hell.
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen this is a real thing. Yes.
He only good for
They
sports.
think he's,
Yes.
He got to be a hell of a guy in sports.
Yes.
Or they gonna say he's dangerous.
He's done.
Yeah.
If you can't catch this ball or shoot that shot, you're useless here.
Wow.
And that's why so many children go into sports, the black boys. It ain't because they necessarily want to be an athlete. This is the only way I'm going to survive or get recognized here because I'm clearly not wanted because of the way
and from the parents. A lot of times the sport thing drives the parent closer to you because it's like they're living through you in some weird way where they want you to play and you ain't saw your daddy don't clock in about nothing.
And I just spoke to a mother the other day who told me her son is only in sports and he's good, but he don't even like sports. This the other day. My son is only in sports, Dr. Umar, because his father only pays attention to him through sports. You see that? So the father only showing up if it's a football game, basketball. It's the only way he can get his father's attention. And so a lot of black boys are going into sports because their father likes sports, and this is the only way they can hook their
right. And I wonder why. I mean, why do you think black men do that? Like they live vicariously through their children in that way, like in the pathway, not just. Like, you look like me, Junior. Right. Like, they actually say, no, go do what I couldn't do.
Yeah.
Like, what is
Some
that
of it is natural. It's natural, right? I own a business. I want my son to own one. It's natural. But
if my business...
It can become pathological.
Right, but before you go, because I know you're finna smoke that. But my business... for it to even make it that far to be passed to my son had to been successful. So passing down something successful is one thing.
Right.
But to pass down my failure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And if you don't redeem me, the child feels twice as bad because not only did I fail on the football field, my daddy needed me to win in order to salvage his self-esteem. So now the child feels twice as low because not only did I fail, my daddy needed me to win this so he could validate himself.
Man, and they put so
much
in
leads to the marijuana smoke, the blunts. You see that? I let my daddy, even though my daddy might be saying, son, don't worry about it. You gave it your best.
I know.
You needed this stick. Now I'm feeling less than.
The females, the women don't go through that, do they? Do they have a version of that? Like
they have a version, but it's not as strong because the ego.
The mother model, maybe the model mother, maybe the dancing mother. I've seen the dancing mother, like where
it's there, but it's there. It's not as strong because
that athlete strong.
The male ego is stronger than the female, right? But here's where it gets interesting with our sisters. It's kind of the opposite sometimes, where the father needs the son to succeed because he didn't. The mother wants the daughter to fail because she didn't win.
So stay like me.
Stay like me. So I see a situation where the mothers are sabotaging the daughters on purpose. They love them. They want them to do well. But they're having a difficult time accepting the fact that when this is all said and done, she would have exceeded me.
Yeah.
When the mother is of a lighter hue and she values European standards of beauty. So she got the fine nose, the fine lips, the yellow skin, the wavy hair. But the daughter has very strong African-centered features. And she knows that the mother believes beauty is in the way she looks. So by contraindication, I'm ugly. And then the mother never does anything.
These is nonverbal. People to catch that.
Nonverbal.
That's by indication.
Just through the example, the energy. Yes.
By the standard that's put.
She going out with her mom, and her mom is all Europeaned up.
That's
big
it.
nose, broad lips, beautiful sister.
Yeah.
But she can't see her beauty.
Right.
Because she's judging herself by her mother's standards, which are European.
Right. Continue. I'm sorry about that.
See,
yeah.
I've seen a lot of girls' self-esteem get destroyed by their mother never validating their African-centered trait.
And then the mother I've seen, and again, we're not being critical. We're examining.
Yes, because these are major issues.
And we have to speak about these.
Yes.
So when we did, I've seen, because cosmetic surgery is big, and we're gonna speak about that. But I've seen where the mother sometimes, because we dealt with the man side, so I'm just trying to figure out where the women, if they're battling this and where it lies at. But I have seen where the mother would take herself through a round or two of cosmetic surgery, and by indicators that wears on the child as well.
Oh my gosh.
You know, the child said, oh, mama thick.
Yes.
And so I ain't thick. I must not be, kicking as high as she is or being, as beautiful as she is.
The mother is going to get surgery of any kind, whether it's the BBL, whether it's facial reconstruction, whatever it is, breasts, she got to have a conversation with her daughters about why. Because if she don't, the daughters are automatically going to assume.
Get in line.
Get in line. You were not comfortable with yourself. I'm your daughter. I looked exactly how you looked before you understood.
Because you don't even look like me no more. When you go get all that work and come back home, man, we used to look just alike.
Which means what? It is a rejection. It is a rejection of your phenotype. And in rejecting your phenotype, you reject your children.
Watch the full video on It's Up There podcast YouTube and exclusives on Patreon. Get there now.